back to a little daily vlog. Sorry if you can hear a little bit of like drilling or grinding in the background. Hopefully that isn't too loud. I think some of the neighbours having some work done. I thought I'd vlog today because we've had a bit of a change around in the garden, and well, firstly I just want to say like thank you all so much for all of your gardening tips and recommendations. I don't think you like appreciate how valuable that is, to have a community that are just so on it and just so like just really knowledgeable about gardening. It actually makes such a big difference, and I hope it's a good reference point for anyone out there who maybe isn't as confident. My gardening confidence is growing, but I'm still barely scratching the surface. And I was with my aunt and uncle recently, and they are keen gardeners, some of the best gardeners that I know, and same as ours, and it's the one thing they say is a lot of trial and error. So it's a lot of getting it wrong. It's a lot of putting things in the ground and seeing how it reacts. Is it growing? Is it flourishing? Is it doing what it's supposed to be doing? So the fact that you guys left a really useful comments about widening the borders and putting the lupins in the ground rather than in the pots, and just saying that everything just needed more of a water because it's looking a bit dry, just things like that, that generally like I appreciate it so much because I don't know these things and it's just learning. So yeah, thank you. I thought I'd give you a little garden tour again. I know I feel like all I do is show you the garden, and I'm going to stop saying sorry because I saw a video online of a creator who said I'm just enjoying my mortgage. So yeah, fully appreciate that. And how about the weather, guys? It is absolutely stunning. We've had some real mixed weather recently. We had a really rainy, dry, just grey, gloomy weather, and then it got really cold, and then it chucked it down for like a week straight, and then now glorious sun. We've literally been sat in the garden every single day. We've had a bit of a move around in the garden as well. I've added the rug outside so you can see that. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little garden update. And Ewan, Mr. Carrington, who's been on this channel for years, very good friend, is coming round, and we're gonna have a little barbecue, a little evening barbecue, because I haven't seen him in a while, and he's been filming for Sort Your Life Out, I think the 5th season, I want to say 4th season. So yeah, we just need to have a bit of a catch up, and I thought, look, the weather's super lovely, why don't you come round and have some lovely food. So I made a little menu. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I just made myself a iced Americano with a little splash of milk. It's officially iced coffee season. I'm only going to be drinking iced coffee from here on in. So let's give you a little tour. So here we are. Oh, hello, Maggie just came out to say hello. So if you remember, the table and chairs were on a like lengthways, and it was kind of tucked away in this corner. Now that was absolutely fine, obviously, before we done the gravel, but I feel like just to centralize it, well, it is slightly to the left, but the reason behind that is because when I ordered this rug initially, it was to cover up the drain cover underneath, so you guys can see the drain cover there. I went for the larger size in this rug. It's still available, so I'll link it down below from Dunelm. I did get it in the sale, and I'll put my measurements down there as well, but yeah, keep an eye on the sales because I think I got about £30 off this. Yeah, so we added the cushions that I showed in the previous video. These were just the liners, the cushion covers from Amazon. They were £9.99 for a set of 4, and they are water resistant as well, so really good. We do bring them in on an evening just because we do have foxes who tend to come in the garden and try and be a little bit cheeky, so yeah, we do bring them in, but obviously I think it does just work so well. And obviously now it gets full sunlight pretty much from the minute we wake up, which is just gorgeous. So we had a bit of a move around, and then now we've put the barbecue on this wall, which is just amazing. So it means that we can kind of use this as a little prep space. I was speaking to Zara, and I think once this little area is sorted, we've been discussing about this, and yeah, it's getting sorted very soon, so hopefully we can get some paint on this wall. But yeah, the idea is that maybe we could have like an outdoor kitchen. I don't think it's going to be something we're going to do this year just because of how much we're doing inside the house, but yeah, I think the barbecue here works really well. We will obviously move the plants when we turn the barbecue on. Obviously we've got the window there. I'm going to be talking about kitchen plans very soon, but in future months and years to come, there will be double French doors here. That means you can walk in and out of the kitchen straight to the barbecue. And obviously where we had it before, the smoke used to go through the back door, but now it's just isolated there, which is brilliant. So yeah, we're really pleased with how this area is looking. Then, do you see my tripod? So I've done a bit of pruning on the lavender. So all of the tips on the lavender
started to go a bit just, well, they lost all of their purple colour, to be fair. This is the only one here, and as you can see, this is a new one. So yeah, we pruned all them off, so hopefully we'll get a second bout of lavender coming for the next couple of months. And again, I thought I'd killed the lavender. I hadn't killed the lavender because it's still very much live and smells absolutely gorgeous, but obviously, yeah, it just has a second flowering season, which is just amazing. So yeah, that's loving life. The stalks are absolutely lovely as well. They smell amazing. Really, really loving the fact that we've got some stalks in the garden and some new buds too. And then over here is where the most of the changes happen. So we've been watering the grass because, as you can see, we've had a bit of discoloration, which again apparently is completely normal. Obviously with the hot weather, especially in the south facing garden in London, we're hitting 30-degree temperatures here, folks. So yeah, watering the garden and the grass. But I've had a bit of a rearrange over here. So there was a tree that I planted here. Well, not a tree, well, it will eventually become a tree, but I'll show you in a second. It just really wasn't happy. It was going brown at the leaves. They were dropping more than they were growing. So I moved it out. I popped these alliums here. So I actually had a message from Ewan to say that Lidl had loads of plants in this week and they were on special. So I had a little look and yeah, this allium was $6.99. So I planted that in the ground and then I popped a fuchsia behind it as well. So that is just a little mini fuchsia. Hopefully will grow very soon. As you can see, I listened to your advice and I popped the lupins in the ground and they are so much happier, guys. Honestly, trim back all of the dead leaves and they're just thriving. So you were right, they do prefer to be in the ground, absolutely. This is the second allium here. Again, really, really happy and very much just bedded in the ground, loving life. Now these salvias I'm a bit on the fence about because they've obviously lost all of their lovely purple flower. However, in the past 2 days, as you can see, we've had some more purple flowers pop up. Now, I know it says online you're supposed to trim the salvias back essentially to quite low on the stalk and then they'll rebloom, but I don't know, is that a good idea? Because I didn't do that to these and they've grown back. So let me know what you think. I'm not entirely sure, but I've got 2 of them. So if that is the case, I'll give them a little snip. But let me know, because see, this one as well has got a new shoot down there. So I'm thinking if I do trim these back, it'll put all of its energy into these. I'm unsure. Anyway, this fuchsia is absolutely loving life again now. Loads of new little leaves on there too. Apparently these are good in hanging baskets. Now, I'm very tempted to get a hanging basket out the front and pop this in. But yeah, it's the roots still aren't taken to the ground. I've given it a lot more room and yeah, it's just not really loving life in the ground. So I have this piece of bamboo here, so what I'm going to do is stick it in and then get some gardening string and just attach it to this, so hopefully it'll kind of direct its growth up. And yeah, that'll be a little temporary crutch just for the fuchsia. But yeah, the only other place of concern was my eucalyptus. Now again, I think this was just lacking moisture because as you can see, we've got some discoloration down here, quite a lot. But then all of these new shoots and new leaves would indicate that it's not dying, it just had a bit of a moment. And that's okay, because we all do have moments. I think it was just very dry. I just need to keep on top of watering this one. And touch wood, guys, the hosta is not getting eaten alive, which is a miracle. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but yeah, loads of new growth going on in there, and only a small casualty here. So not too bad at all. I'm also thinking I'm going to dig up these little lavenders down here because there's 2 here and they're not getting any sunlight at all. I think where I put this huge pot, I think they need to move. I might test it out. This Acer was also really dry, but I've been watering it loads and it does have new growth on there. So I think again it just wasn't getting enough water. So yeah, I'm going to monitor that one too and see how we get on. Cherry laurel's got some beautiful growth on it. Lots of new buds coming on there pretty much on the daily. This English lavender is nearly blooming, which is just so exciting, as you can see. Got some beautiful growth on that too. I am going to prune this wisteria very soon because my aunt told me about these little green shoots here, that if you prune them back twice a year, it's a good idea. But apparently if you just water your wisteria and that is it, don't go too crazy, just let it do its thing, it will naturally sprout leaves and hopefully bloom. But yeah, if you trim it back, and obviously it'll take the growth from the leaves and put them into the flowers, in theory. Oh yes, and this is the tree. So this is my little tree plant that wasn't loving life, so I actually popped it in this pot, which is what the lupin was in. And I don't want to say it, guys, but I think it's bouncing back. It's still a little dry, so we're keeping on top of the water, but the soil is nice and moist. What do you think, Maggie? What do you think? You're loving it, aren't you? It's quite hot out here for Maggie, so I've been trying to keep her in the shade over here. I might pull her bed out. But yeah, I've just been giving a bit of a sweep up this morning. Look how much room there is here now. Maybe a nice little bench. We did consider a bench once, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. Maybe we will get a bench here in time, maybe next year or the year after, because the idea is that this doorway won't be here anymore once we do the French doors, so we could have a nice little bench area out here. Who knows? This is my Moroccan mint, and look, it's doing so well. This nearly was dead when I got it from home base, if you guys can remember. I know you've not got to be skilled at all to keep mint alive. Example A. But yeah, I'm very proud of how much this is absolutely thriving. So I'm going to use a bit of this in a recipe later on with some courgettes and some lemon. And my basil is absolutely thriving too. Top tip for basil, I learned this the hard way. Water from the base, not from the top of the soil. If you water from the base, it takes up the moisture so much better. And yeah, it's loving life. I just need to cut these little tiny piece off here, off this ivy. But again, this is what I got with Kate and Ewan when we went to Norfolk. And loads of new leaves on this too. And it's nice that it dangles down. It feels like a nice little urban green jungle when you're in the kitchen. This chilli plant is absolutely thriving. Lots of lovely growth on this. I think it's really enjoying its full sunlight in the window. And I took a clipping from the basil plant, and it's been in here about 3 weeks. Look at how many roots it has now. I think, I could be wrong, but I think that's ready to go in the ground. I'm not going to pop it in the ground, I'm going to pop it in a pot actually. But yeah, from a tiny little clipping, I've just kept on monitoring that, kept it in the sunlight, and it is thriving. So that's going to be my morning task, to go and have a rummage in the shed and find a small little pot, and hopefully we'll have some more basil growing very soon. Okay, I have just planted a new little basil shoot. I left it for as long as I could. I'm quite an impatient person. So yeah, it is in there, and I've watered from the base, as I said. So hopefully we'll get lots of new little leaves on this very, very soon. It's looking a little cramped on this windowsill, so maybe we can move one of these over. We'll see. It might be okay. I just think this dish is probably a little bit too large. But you know what? It's cozy. It's London living. It's super important to keep Maggie nice and cool in the warm weather as well, so bringing her water ball out. There we are. We usually put ice cubes in here as well, so I might do that in just a second. But yeah, I've dragged her bed out. There we are, she's sat in the shade. We do have a paddling pool for you, but you hate it. We bought her a paddling pool from Home Bargains a couple of weeks ago, and we filled it up, and she just refused to get in it, even if we put balls in there, even if we got in it. But yeah, she likes to choose when she goes in the water. So there we are. I'm still on with reading The Mirror Man by Lars Kepler, and guys, I'm not gonna lie, this book was not what I expected it to be. It is very dark, very bleak, and just quite upsetting to read, I'm not gonna lie. This is recommended, and I love a psychological thriller, but this isn't it. It's just a bit gory and a bit graphic, and I'm just not here for it, and I'm so far into it now that I almost just feel like I have to continue. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you give up, or do you shelf it, or do you just think, do you know what, I'm just going to persevere? I'm going to persevere just because I feel like I can get through this last little chunk. And because of the sheer size of this, it is ginormous. I refused to take it on holiday with us. We're going to France in a couple of weeks' time, and I was like, right, I need to get that book finished so that I can take a new book away with me, probably 2 books actually, because we're going away for a week, and I feel like I fly through books, especially when I turn my phone off, I have no distractions. So yeah, I feel bad for taking this time when we aren't doing things in the house, if you know what I mean, but the weather is just so nice, and it's such a rarity. I feel like someone reminded me this the other day, the winters are so long, especially in England, and there will be so much time to do things when the weather isn't great, so we might as well enjoy this one while we can, and then we can obviously get cracking when the weather isn't so good. Okay, so I've just drove to Argos, and I'm going to collect the parasol. I just had a really stupid thought in the car. I was thinking, hang on a minute, this parasol's going to be really long. How am I going to fit that in the car? I was like, no, you'll be fine. You know, you fit an olive tree in your car, you can fit a parasol in your car, surely. I doubt it'll be in one long parasol shape. I think it'll be two things that you like twist together. I'd imagine so. If it isn't, then we're just gonna have to pray for the best. But anyway, I'm gonna pick Ewan up from the station afterwards, and then yeah, just gonna have a nice chill barbecue. The sun's gone behind some clouds now, so it's still really warm, but it's like dense heat. I think the heat is getting to me. So I have a parasol. I've just popped it in the back. I was correct, it did come in 2 parts. However, I went into Argos, which is like a, if you are from watching from the US, it's like a home goods store. And you've got like a little reservation code. So I walked in and started reading the code out, and she went, that's not this store. And I went, really? So I've collected loads from this store. It's usually like my local store. She's like, yeah, no, you've ordered it to East London. I was like, okay. How far is that? So that's about a 45-minute drive. I was like, how have I done that? So I thought it was being really savvy because I had a little voucher to use at Argos, just £5. I got it as like a, I think you get the vouchers. Basically, I have camera insurance for this vlog camera, and I buy it through Argos. And they send you like a voucher every year for renewing your policy. So I used the voucher, thinking, I was like, you know what, I'm saving some money on this. No. So now I have to process a refund, and I've just paid full price for the umbrella. Because I'm not driving 45 minutes. Luckily they had it in stock. It is so hot in this car. Oh my god, I need some air. Right, I'm gonna go and grab some groceries for the barbecue and then collect you. And I think it's the heat, it's getting to me, guys. It wouldn't be a barbecue without Aperol. So I'm gonna get a new bottle of that. There we are. Food shop all done, just some top up bits. We had a lot at home actually, so that's good. We just needed a couple of essentials. Aperol, obviously. Look who's excited! Look who's excited! Ewan's here. Hello. We're gonna get the Aperol spritz on the go. I didn't know we had any left, but I just a little rummage with a tiny little bit.
That means I drank all of that in one weekend.
Drink sensibly and responsibly. Maggie, you are obsessed. Sorry. Anyway, right, we'll have a little Aperol spritz and go and sit in the sun. And I need to, Maggie, get down. And I need to put up a brolly. Not a brolly, what's it called? A parasol.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors. Some
Oh, that's a nice colour.
That is a nice colour, and actually the cushions that actually go on here are this colour.
I think a parasol is always a good idea to have, especially because this is a south-facing garden and it's just sun all day, every day. Ewan also has me a climber. Oh, it's even in a little bag. That's so on brand. I love it. I was telling everyone about the little alliums I got to.
Oh, did you get some?
Yeah.
But look at the roots, it's like spaghetti. But be careful how to get it out, there's quite a lot of soil attached to it still.
Are you
but it has
sure?
flowered, yeah, because it's not, it just won't grow in the pot. Just look at these roots.
Oh, that needs to go on the ground, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, and I've got a trellis in the shed. Right, sold. Okay, we'll do that today.
I don't know which side you're meant to do it. Does it matter?
Get sun all day, every day in here, man. It's really the start.
It's going to have to be on that side though.
Oh yeah.
Planters are going there.
Planters are going to go there. Yeah. Over here. There's some room over there.
Look.
Thank you. God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's got flowers.
But every year it just grows this big when it's in the pot. I think I might have snapped it. That's okay.
Oh my god, that's fine.
Fine.
I'm putting you to work.
Yeah.
Right, how's this? So.
Well, I mean, do you need me
Oh god,
to?
it's huge.
Jeez.
Wow. Is that to go in the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wowzers.
It's 2 meters.
Have you got a base for it?
No.
No.
Just got to prop it in.
We're just going to hope that by propping it in,
Yeah.
it'll stay in position, but we probably should get a base for it.
Well,
Well, this is very aesthetic.
It's huge!
Yeah, but it's a parasol and it covers the
It's
table.
supposed to be, right? This was 2 meters, they had 2.7 meters, which I thought was probably a bit too big.
yeah.
I think this is perfect. Plus, when people sit at the table, not everyone always wants to sit in the shade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Right,
Do you want to put it
should we
in?
put it in? I went for this, like, this is a Habitat own brand one. I went for the slightly more expensive one because the other one didn't have a handle.
Maggie's under there.
And also, it had bad reviews. So I'll link this down below if you are interested. Yeah?
Perfect.
Oh, that's great!
Lovely.
That's not bad, is it?
I'm living the dream.
So we've just been sat having, wow, we've cleared this. Look at this. God, this was full. Now it's completely empty. There we are. And we've just finished a little Aperol now. Ewan has very kindly, look at this, So we have, oh my goodness, mate, those roots are insane.
I know, look how long they are.
Do you remember the ones that you gave me in here?
Yeah.
So this was yours?
Oh yeah, it's really
Look
come
at
on.
this. Oh my goodness, how exciting.
So this was in a pot, so it just never grew any
Wow.
bigger each year. I had it for about 3, oh sorry.
That's so funny. So I think, well basically guys, as I've spoke about for a while, we're going to have the planters here, but they're not arriving for another couple of weeks. So I think what we should do is pop this over here. I think I'm going to get the little trellis out of the shed. Let's find some room. Where do you think? I recently put the fuchsia there, so that could easily come up if it needs to, and I could move that, which could be quite good because then we could maybe go up, but I know what you're saying about fixing it onto this. What do you think? We could move the eucalyptus maybe? I don't know.
Just trying to see if you've got a gap anywhere where it can just go straight in.
Straight in, yeah. I think over there, if I move that fuchsia, that tiny little fuchsia there,
Yeah.
because that's really, really small, I'll get that out of the ground and then we'll pop it there. Right. Into the shed we go. Ewan has given me so many plants. He is like the plant king. Do you think it's gonna... Hey? Oh god, do you think we'll need a big, let's do...
Trowel?
Yeah, let's do that and some trowel and some gardening gloves.
In all the colors, summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors, summer love.
We have put the clematis on the little fence and I'm loving this. So I've just given it some Miracle Grow and I've just tacked it in with 2 little tacks in the fence. So there we are. Thank you very much, Ewan. I've moved the bay tree over as well, so there. Let's see how this grows. Right, so we are just having, oh listen to the birds. Sun has just gone down. I've just whipped up a quick little buffalo tomato salad with some burrata and basil, and then we've got a grilled peach salad with some prosciutto and rocket and a bit of honey. This is starters. Ewan's got his little Aperol. What do you want? What do you want? Okay, Ewan has left and it's a bit later on. The sun has just started to set. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at the sun just going down over there. Oh my goodness. Sorry, look at the sunbeams. How beautiful is that? So I was just giving all of the plants a thorough water. I feel like everything is so dry. We really are doing double waters. I have high hopes for this clematis. Fingers crossed it likes its new little home here. But I'll give you guys an update as and when. But yeah, it's got some Miracle Grow on there too. So with any luck, it should have a nice little life here. Good morning everybody. So the sun is still shining and do you know what? I just said to Zara, look, let's just crack on today. She's actually out this morning. She volunteers at a dog shelter every Thursday in our local area, which is something that I definitely want to do as well. Also just had an email from the company that we ordered the outdoor lounge set from. We ordered that back in April and we were told there was a lead time, which is completely normal, and then they pushed our delivery slot back. And then they've pushed it back again today, which is so frustrating. We went, maybe it's a blessing, I'm not sure. We went for a fairly cheap one. And I like value. However, I don't think if you buy cheap and then you end up having to replace it, it's good value, if that makes sense. And it was by no means cheap. It was in the £300, but I've just read the reviews online now that people's sets are arriving and the reviews aren't that good. So I'm kind of tempted to cancel it. I need to speak to Zara and see what she thinks, but they're not responding to any of our emails either, so that's not great. I maybe think we could maybe spend a little bit more and get something that might last a couple of summers rather than something that probably isn't going to. I don't know. I'm kind of a bit on the fence about it, but the weather in England is usually terrible, so is it worth spending slightly more money on an outdoor set? I don't know. These are the questions I'm asking myself. Anyway, I've just had a very exciting delivery from Crosstown Donuts and from Rhoda's Clotted Cream. So it is cream tea week this week in cream tea, or I think it's British Afternoon Tea Week this week, which is, I mean, what a lovely thing. So the team got in touch and said, would you like us to send you a little clotted cream
goodie box. I was like, yes please, absolutely, I love afternoon tea. I filmed the video a few years ago now, I think maybe 4 years ago, back in our old flat in our balcony. It was in lockdown when Zara and I made some scones and had an afternoon tea. So if you want a vintage video, I'll link that down below. But anyway, I'm gonna give this a little open. Wow guys, this is absolutely incredible. I did not expect this. So they have included some wonderful little bits. I've just read a little note, and it's National Cream Tea Day on Friday the 28th of June. And these are Rhoda's Clotted Cream Pulled Ainsworth scones. Now, there we are. I'm going to leave that QR code on screen. So if you guys are watching on a TV or a laptop, you can give that a scan. So there we are. That'll be the recipe on there. But we've got everything in here. We've got some thyme. Oh my goodness. I went to a Tiptree shop with Ewan and Kate. How lovely is that? So we've got some strawberry, blackcurrant and some orange marmalade. Some caster sugar. Oh, a little Prosecco. That's nice. And then we've got some clotted cream classic. This one is vanilla clotted cream. I've never seen that before. I love that they've also included plain scones. Just if you haven't got the time to make them. That's joyous. Some strawberries. Oh, this is so lovely. And a set to make loose leaf tea with, even with a little timer. Goodness. And then from Crosstown Donuts, these are their Pride donuts, which are just, I mean, look at those. I'm actually going to give my neighbour a message next door and ask if they'd like some, because whenever I get things like this, I know me and Zara are not going to eat 6 donuts. But these are a collaboration between Crosstown. Oh, you can smell them, can't you? And John Witt, who was on the Great British Bake Off. He's an amazing chef and baker. So these are passion fruit and coconut sourdough donuts. And they are donating proceeds from every sale to an LGBTQ plus charity, which is obviously really important as well. So yeah, how gorgeous do they look? I've just had breakfast. I don't think I'm going to have one now. I think once I start with the bookcases, I'm going to need a coffee and a little sugar rush. So I'll try them then. Okay, so the final piece of the puzzle is to adhere these wooden strips, which seem to have slightly warped, which is not ideal. Putting them on the bookcase is slightly tricky, but anyway, maybe if I put them that way and just put a bit of weight on. But yeah, we're going to be adhering them to the bookcase like this, just to add a little finisher, and then quickly prime them, and then we can officially, finally paint, which it feels like it's been a long time coming, but yeah, I just think that'll add a nice little extra detail and just make them feel a little bit more premium. So I've got a lot of cuts to do. Obviously we've got this whole bookcase and then these pieces in here, so 3 pieces and then 3 pieces, 6 in here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a lot. 21 pieces in here alone, so that's awesome. But I'm just going to use this grit fill that I used for the moulding, and it worked really well. It just adhered perfectly. So yeah, that's today's job. The quicker I do it, the quicker I can get out back in the sun. Okay, so I have just finished one side, and that took me about half an hour. Lots and lots of cuts. Something tells me I might not get all this done today, but I'm gonna give it a good old try. So yeah, one side done. Now I just need to do this entire other side. It's tricky because not every width is the same, because the bookcase had to be slightly made wider. So each cut is either like 36.2, 36.4, and it does make a difference because you really want them to be nice and snug. So Zara is home. Yeah, Zara had a little bit of free time randomly throughout the week and got in touch with the local...
I've had more flexibility in my job role, which allows me to have a little bit more time. So I've decided to try to give just 2 hours of a morning, which I can then make up at the end of my working day, essentially. Yeah. At the dog shelter. Yeah. But I think people think that going to a dog shelter means you're like sat cuddling all these dogs. Almost, there is a little bit of that. It's like cleaning out their kennels, and yeah, it's a lovely concept. It's so sad, particularly like when we're such dog people, but it's rewarded.
You're doing amazing. I need to get more of a routine in my life because I actually want to pledge some time as well, because obviously with online creation there's definitely moments where I do have time. I film my time, but it's just learning how to not fill your time, to dedicate time elsewhere. Anyway, I thought we could do a little taste test, me and Zara. So I've got the donuts here. I'm just going to cut one into like bits. Oh wow,
Guys, look at those. Oh my god, they are filled. Oh, what? Look, it's rainbow.
Can I have the one without the filling?
Yeah, of course you can. Oh, God, I think you're going to love those. If you guys don't follow John Witt, you have to. His recipes are amazing, and I just feel like he just knows his stuff, you know?
You take such large bites.
Guys, if you're ever doing a DIY project, allow yourself sugar and caffeine breaks, because it makes all the difference.
We've done this in the past actually, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've had like a day of painting, we'll be like, but we're going to order a pizza tonight.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes!
Like when we did the garden and we stocked up on like fizzy gummies and jelly snakes.
Oh yeah, we had the plate full of table cooked sweets.
And like snacks and crisps and crackers and just all kinds of stuff just to get like sustenance. So I've got one bookcase, 4 cuts left to do, and then we're going to paint them all again. And that's it. We are officially ready to put colour on the walls. I have to add this updating because this is so funny. So obviously when Zara came back from the shelter, I was like, right, debrief, we need to discuss lounge set gate. Saga gate. And I was like, I'm fed up. I'm fed up.
Explained?
Yeah, I said what happened. Look, I'm not.
You name the company?
No.
Well, I would.
It's the range.
No, I don't think it's bad. We've had a really good experience with them previously. We've got the 2 faux leather chairs from them.
Yeah, 2 leather armchairs in the library, but
the estimated delivery date of this continues to change.
Yeah.
And it's now very clear that they're prioritising new orders.
Not old ones.
Instead of existing ones. And they went from being really proactive in responding to us to now ignoring us. And now I want to cancel the order, they're ignoring us again.
Yeah. So Zara's in agreement, and I was just cracking on with the bookcases. Literally, this is how proactive Zara is. She went on her phone, found a new lounge set in the Dunelm sale, turned £1 off it, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it looks such better quality.
So only £30 difference.
£30 difference, but it's bigger, it's got much better reviews, and it's coming.
And it's more of our taste.
On Monday.
Today's Thursday.
Oh, guys, this is ridiculous. This is such a first world problem. I'm gonna watch this edit back and be like, get a grip. It's a lounge set. It's not the end of the world. I think it's just when you not. Do you know? I think when you don't have something on order, you could go 10 years and not want it. The minute you've ordered something, I just become really impatient.
Well, no, I think you're allowed to be bothered when you've
ordered it in
paid
April.
for something. You've ordered something. It's promised to be here. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It's just them being.
Not great. Not great. So do keep that in mind if you do order from the range.
I think it's worth mentioning as well, because B&Q do this, it happened with our dining table too.
Yeah.
That sometimes if you go onto these websites and the piece looks, I want to say a little bit nicer than what you would expect from these companies. Maybe not a bit nice, but like maybe a different style.
Yeah.
Usually it'll tell you that it's not actually from them and it's from a different stockist. So sometimes it's not actually like the range we'll call, like B&Q, that was where our table was from.
Yeah.
But I think it was from Argos. But yeah, these larger corporations that make them. So it could be like a further back issue.
That's it. Yeah. Anyway.
We don't know. All we know is our lounge set's not here.
Anyway, a new one will be coming on Monday. Very exciting stuff. Right, I finished my coffee. I know, we need to get going again. Right, rev the engine up, let's crack on. In classic me form, I forgot to end the vlog yesterday. So it is the day after and I'm just editing this for the weekend. I finished the bookcases, which is very, very exciting. So you guys will be seeing paint on the wall very soon and I think you're gonna love it. We've just did a little test to sample and oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. So stay tuned for that. I really hope you've enjoyed this vlog. It's been a really chill one and I've loved watching it back. So yeah, lots of love to you all. Thank you all so much again for all of your support and love and comments. They mean the world to me. I hope you have a fabulous weekend and I'll catch you all very soon in a future video. Bye for now.